All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, we're diving into the complexities of love and relationships, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride. You know, love can feel like a double-edged sword, right? I mean, it can bring you the highest highs and the lowest lows. Just think about how many times have you found yourself in a situation where you're torn between wanting someone and knowing that it might not be good for you?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like 1 minute you're on cloud nine and the next you're just heartbroken. It's so confusing. Like, I remember this one time in college, I was dating this girl and it was amazing at first, but then it just spiraled. How do you even navigate that?
Exactly. It's like being shot by Cupid's arrow, but the arrow is a little off target, right? You think you're in for a fairy tale, but then you find yourself paying for past mistakes. It's almost poetic, really. You know, there's that line, "Eu prefiro dia corando do que viver sem você." It captures that essence, perfectly choosing the pain of love over the emptiness of being alone.
That's deep. So, like, do you think it's better to feel that pain than to just not feel anything at all? I mean, I've had days where I'd rather just binge watch a series than deal with my feelings.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, would you rather be a character in a drama or a background extra in a boring movie? The drama, the intensity, it's what makes life vibrant. But you know, it's also about balance. You can't let that pain consume you. There's a line in the lyrics that says, "Me dá mesmo dia pra eu escolher." It's that moment of hesitation, that struggle to decide what you truly want.
Right. So, it's like you're caught in this whirlwind of emotions and you just want a little more time to figure it out. I can totally relate to that. It's like when you're at a buffet and you see all this amazing food, but you can't decide what to put on your plate.
Haha, exactly. And sometimes you end up with a plate full of things that don't even go together. But that's the beauty of love, isn't it? It's messy, it's complicated, and sometimes it feels like your heart is closing up just as someone else's is opening.
Wow, that's such a vivid image. So, like, how do you deal with that? I mean, if your heart is shutting down, but you still want to let someone in?
Great question. It's all about vulnerability. You have to be willing to take that leap, even when it feels scary. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at the water below. You know it's going to be a rush, but you're terrified of the plunge. But sometimes you just have to jump.
Whoa, that's so true. I mean, I've had moments where I just held back because I was scared of getting hurt. But then I think, what if I miss out on something amazing?
Exactly. And that's the crux of it. Love is about taking risks. It's about choosing to embrace the chaos, even when it feels like it's tearing you apart. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, what do I really want?
Yeah, it's like, do I want the thrill of the ride or do I want to play it safe? But then, what's the point of playing it safe if you're not really living?
Exactly. And that's why we keep coming back to love, despite the heartache. It's a beautiful mess, and it's worth every tear. So let's dive deeper into this, shall we? What are some of the wildest experiences you've had in love?
Oh man, I have a story. There was this one time I went on a blind date, and it turned out to be a total disaster. Like, we ended up at a karaoke bar, and I was so nervous I accidentally sang the wrong song. Laughs. What about you?
That sounds like a classic. Blind dates can be a real gamble. I remember one time I went on a date where we ended up getting lost on the way to the restaurant. We spent an hour just wandering around, but it turned into an adventure. We laughed so much that it didn't even matter we never made it to dinner.
That's awesome. So, like, sometimes the journey is more important than the destination, right? I love that.